Welcome to another episode of Simply Nerdy. This is Anthony hosting today, and I'm joined by Steven.
The one and only.
And I'm sure you can guess what we're going to talk about. Well, I guess you probably clicked on the video and saw the thumbnail, so you know exactly what we're going to talk about. But I'm saying it that way anyway because there was some there's a very pertinent reason to make this video. There was some exciting news that we wanted to chat about. And that is, so they just randomly dropped an announcement trailer for the rumored Paper Mario game that they've been working on. The Origami King.
Yes, sir. Which, by the way, didn't I say in the last video, I said Nintendo wasn't going to give us any kind of hints or nothing. They're just going to shadow drop stuff with release dates.
Yeah, and
throwing that out there.
You're right so far. You're right. We ought to come up with a nickname for this type of announcement, because I imagine this is going to be pretty standard for the next little while, since the coronavirus is probably going to be around for a little bit. So I call these Corona announcements. Because they're just, they don't have time to tell us more or give us more information. They just drop it.
Evil.
So expect more Corona announcements this year. Anyhow, so yeah, they just casually dropped a trailer for one of the most hotly requested games.
But not only shadow dropped it, not only Corona announced it, they also dropped it on their eShop. You can pre-purchase it right now.
And it's coming out in like 2 months. So let's unpack this a little bit. First of all, for those of you who are hoping that it would be just a complete return to form, 1,000-year door style.
Which was the rumor, right?
Which was sort of the rumor. We're not getting that exactly. It looks like there is, as some people would call it, another kind of papercraft gimmick that the game is based around. Everything is origami. Mario has origami abilities. There are origami enemies. Even the battle arena has kind of if you will, kind of an origami element, in that it's three-dimensional and there is some control that you exert over it in battle. So it's not just pure 1,000-year door. There might be reason to be a little bit nervous about that. My initial reaction when I saw it was, oh heck no. Don't tell me this is another color splash, because I won't be okay with that. I mean, 3 strikes, you're out, Nintendo. You had Sticker Star, you immediately followed up with Color Splash, even though Sticker Star was not popular. If you do this again, I'm not buying it. Anyway, that was my initial response. It's toned down a bit, and that's, after kind of digging through some screens, and I think I'm in a better spot with it now. So the rumor that it's going to be somewhat of a return to form as far as the battle system goes isn't necessarily out with the bathwater at this point. To kind of justify my claim there was a very short video that was also posted showing just it was like 19 seconds long, that was showing a brief clip of the battle gameplay from the Origami King. And if you pause it and take a look at the HUD a few times, you'll see some things that can kind of give some pretty good hints. And I think that's what has made me feel better about things. Because, in the announcement trailer itself, there are things that look like they could suggest a battle system based around consumable items, like Sticker Star and Color Splash. There's one point when it shows them using something called shiny boots, and it's up in the corner looking as if it's some sort of card or sticker or whatever that the gimmick would be in this game, that made me really upset for a little bit. But this 19-second long gameplay clip actually kind of puts some of those concerns to bed. And what I saw in that kind of helped me out with that is, first of all, when it was showing the HUD, Mario's boots and Mario's hammer. Next to those, so it's in an items menu, which at first had me nervous. But then I looked at the icons, and there is no inventory count next to those icons. There's nothing to indicate that they are consumables. It's just the selection that the person was able to make in the battle. So It kind of seems to me, I'm not sure why your attacks would be listed under an items menu, which is still a little weird. I guess we'll see what that means when hopefully they give us more information, hopefully soon. But the thing that kind of settled me down a good bit is seeing that there is no consumable indicator next to those actions. It's just something that you can do in battle. So that kind of sounds like it might be more a return to the the RPG form that we loved so much in Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door, the first two games. So in that respect, it gives me hope that those more traditional RPG elements are returning. Whether or not there will be some sort of combination of those things, I guess we still don't know, and we'll have to wait and see. But as for what they've done to change the nature of the battle system in kind of a huge way with that rotating three-dimensional ring, I honestly feel like that could actually be a really good thing for the game. And hear me out, because honestly,
that's not what I was expecting you to say at all. No. See, that's the thing. Is at first I was nervous about it at first, but only for a very short time. Because while in some ways it could end up just being a gimmick that doesn't really add much, I could see it actually being a major strategic wrinkle that improves the gameplay a lot. And you know what? Like, a lot of people I feel like are very nervous when Nintendo experiments because sometimes they get it wrong. I think the issue with Sticker Star and Color Splash that isn't present here is that the gimmicks of those games were based on ideas that basically were not compatible with RPG style elements. I mean, consumable attack items and no leveling system, things like that's kind of throwing out the RPG elements. Whereas with this, it seems like more it's just kind of a tweak with how the RPG elements are used. Because there's nothing about this rotating ring arena thing that makes me feel like traditional Paper Mario RPG elements would be incompatible with it. It looks like, if anything, it's just a way to really strategize in battle. I mean, if you don't, for example, line up the enemies by rotating the ring properly to get them all aligned, then battle will take a lot longer. You'll probably take a lot more damage. It'll be a lot harder. So it will require you to think very strategically. And I imagine, later on in the game especially, there'll probably be enemies that are all over the ring and that, you can't possibly line them all up for a single attack. And so you have to constantly be strategizing to see when you can get them aligned. No, I mean, honestly, the concept really does sound like it could honestly work. And it looks like the way it works too is, at first I was like, well, how much time are you given a certain amount of moves before you can't do the ring anymore? How does that work? And in the gameplay video, it looked like it was based on a timer. It looked like the person had about 20 seconds to align the rings. Maybe that's more or less in certain battles, or if there's I can imagine boss battles being a little bit shorter than that.
Yeah, maybe. Hopefully this isn't the case, but it looks like it could just be that the linear fashion of battling from Color Splash is returning, which I don't love. I like being able to select my target, and I don't want to have to attack the first one before I can get to the next one. So hopefully that's not a thing. That just seems like an anti-strategic element that I really hope that isn't, they haven't brought back.
I have to say that I am not an RPG guy. You know this if you've been listening to our channel's videos. But this one has a lot of charm, and the origami theme is really speaking to me. I love how the colors are popping. It looks really crisp and really nice, which is also nice, obviously. I love how the characters unfold, the enemy, when he pops up and he unfolds. It's just super cool looking, and it really intrigues me, and I think I might pick this one up and give it a shot if they deliver for Anthony. If they don't deliver for Anthony, maybe not, but hopefully it delivers for you so that you can, I don't know, it just looks really fun, and I don't say that about RPGs very often.
Well, you should be, and remember, you are still in Padawan status for becoming an RPG fan, so I'm still working on that.
I don't think I've even enrolled yet, but we'll see.
You don't even know. When I choose my acolytes, they just have to come along for the ride. So there you go. To sum it all up, basically what I'm saying is that it looks like while this could be another weird departure, and there is a part of me that's still nervous and a little concerned, there's less of me that is concerned about this game just because it doesn't look like it has to kill the RPG elements for them to do these new elements that they're adding. I see this being one of those things where they're keeping the core of an RPG intact while still finding ways to come up with something new for the strategic elements, the way that those core RPG elements are applied. And I am cautiously optimistic, it's been kind of a whiplashy day for me, to be honest. There was a while there where I was upset because I was thinking that they basically made it look like it was going to be Color Splash, and they were just going to leave us hanging there, and then I had to go around with all this anxiety over whether or not they were going to ruin this game that we've all been waiting for so long again. Now I feel very cautiously optimistic. I mean, I'm still cautious because, again, what if the ideas that they're encapsulating in this new battle system, the way that they rolled it out, don't work very well? I could definitely see that happening because that's kind of the risk of experimentation. But
okay, so overall hype level though, out of 10.
Out of 10? Well,
it's like, okay. See, if I could give myself a hype level out of 10, since I'm not really an RPG guy, I'd give myself a 5, which is better than I could say for any other RPG game. But I'm actually 5.
Steven is definitely listing his number higher than he normally would, so that's a big deal coming from him.
Anthony's going to give the same number, though.
Well, to be honest, I was thinking probably more mid-range at this point, but that might be only just because I'm trying to protect myself from severe disappointment if it turns out to not be as good as I hope. To answer your question, I would probably, I guess, put myself somewhere between a 6 and a 7. I'm being cautiously optimistic, like I said, but I can see this mechanically, from a gameplay mechanic standpoint, I could see this definitely working very well, and so I'm hopeful.
You heard it first. And so should you be, maybe. Let us know down in the comments if you are satisfied with this trailer, what you're looking forward to, if you're nervous about the battle system, if you don't like the rotation of the stage, I don't know what we're calling that. The rotation of the stage. Tell us if you like that, if you don't like it. And we really want to know. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe. Anthony, you heard it here first. What do we have to say?
Just keep it nerdy.